Hey guys, how are we doing today? Good to see you. It's been a long time. Um, so, first of all, I hope that you're all doing well and that you're safe out there and that you have access to food, possibly work if you can, and that you're able to take care of your friends and family. This is just an update on things that are going on with me as far as crypto, as well as some of my thoughts about some of the things happening around the market as usual. Unfortunately, not really doing any giveaways right now. As well as I'm changing my message just because I think that YouTube in general is just kind of blocking different things around various topics. I'm not sure if anything I've done has directly affected me. I was part of the wave of the YouTubers who were kind of blocked and banned like a couple months ago regarding crypto and that sort of thing. So I'm not sure again. So I've changed some of the people who I've been shilling and or pitching and that sort of thing, and I'm trying to get away from those topics that may or may not have gotten me banned or warnings or slapped on the wrist or that sort of thing. It's one reason I haven't posted any videos. Other than that, it's not too bad. But again, I hope you're all safe out there and everything's going well. Now, let's start off with the good news. So the good news is that on Steemit, just like my goal was for last year, I am finally a dolphin. That means I have 10 million or so vests, which means that I get a decent amount of upvote power regardless of what happens. Um, just to show you kind of what the wallet looks like and that sort of thing. We have over 5 million Steam power, which is great, and the channel is doing so well, making a decent amount of posts. Every once in a while, it doesn't work out, but yeah, no, we're generally over $1, depending on the post. There's a lot of issues right now, and a lot of you know why, because Hive and Steam have split. So Hive was trying to get away from Justin's son, and so I just became a dolphin at just the perfect time and doubled my amount. So that was really cool. So I'm excited to be part of the Hive platform as well. Right now I'm posting on both. I hope whoever wins out is probably what I'll end up just being with, but we'll see what happens when it comes to funds. What I will say about the Steam wallet is that right now block trades at the moment, maybe it's just today, haven't been supporting Steam Power or Steam Dollar, so I've had to go to like Bittrex or other exchanges, which I hate doing, but I hate to have my crypto on an exchange regardless of what happens. But you got to do what you got to do. If this ends up being my off ramp, then that's what it'll be, and then I just convert it into other crypto or whatever is going to happen there. But again, super excited about that. Channel's going well on both so far, and so far I have a delegation which hasn't expired. I wonder if it'll stay. Secrets. All right. As far as my other platform, um, so this is a platform that I no longer have a link to, but I'm still using it to make interest crypto every day. If you'd like to know more about it, just contact me on Discord and I'll show you how to do it. It's completely free, 100% free, 4% a year. Um, as far as interest, yeah, we're basically making this is just the interest from the platform, but I'm actually making like another 10,000 above that or more. So in total, if you add up everything that I've just shown you, we're at about $5 to $7 a day, depending on the day. On the worst day, maybe like 3 or 4. So there's a good side income just from crypto, even during this weird kind of downturn happening right now. So it's just super exciting to see. I'm very fortunate, very lucky, and that sort of thing. Um, see stocks. So one thing I wanted to talk about right now is just the general climate of crypto in my eyes and what's happening. So personally, I'm very fortunate. When 19 hit, I'm considered an essential worker, so I have a decent job that pays decently well, and I've been able to take advantage of some of these market moves. Um, the larger picture, I personally think, is that we're just seeing just how much the people with do not care about the people without, um, which kind of sucks. But you know, um, so in order to take advantage of that, you have to try and think like someone who only thinks about themselves, which is something I don't like to do normally. Um, but I'll give you one example, and this is just this last week, just crypto specifically, Bitcoin specifically. So, and this has been the pattern for the past 3, 4, 5 year as far as time goes. But this is just a zoom in for this week. This is the Yahoo app on the iPhone, by the way. So If you look at these huge troughs that have been formed by just, these massive buys, massive sells, you and I are these small little ridges here. These super small movements, just kind of averaging out through the day. That is what's called retail. That is just you and me, right? Those of us putting in, 20, 30, $50 a check or something like that into the cryptocurrency space. When you see these massive, massive movements that go up and down, you know, $500 to $1,000 at a time, that is the whales splashing around. And the reason I bring that up is, you know, the game when it comes to investing, the most basic game is what? Buy low, sell high. And it's easy to get emotional if you're not used to the roller coaster that is cryptocurrency or even investing in general. If someone sells $1,000 down like that, and you went from 7K to 6K, 7K to 5K, some crazy drop, and you sell because you're dejected at the bottom of that, then what you've just done is you've just sold low. And you don't really want to be doing that ever. And in fact, if it goes up, if it goes up like $500 to $1,000, like it did in this one right here, right? Then and you buy after that, then you've just bought high. So the only way to get around that is to dollar cost average in, 50 to 100 per check, something that you're okay if it disappeared tomorrow. In fact, if you are worried about losing anything, do not put any money into the crypto space. Again, my situation, I'm fortunate, very lucky to have a supportive job during all of this craziness that's going on right now. So I can afford to make some moves. And and for me it's an exciting time when it comes to finances. When it comes to people, it's not. It's horrible right now. A lot of people looking for jobs, all that kind of stuff. But that's also par for the course for a downturn like this, a pandemic like this, what is becoming a massive depression like this. As far as Bitcoin goes, the government is printing trillions of dollars, trillions. We're already over what, six trillion, some massive amount of money, and that's going to stretch our dollar so much. Inflation's going to go up so much. Banks have 0% in their savings. The only reason to have dollars in your account right now, if you had any kind of resources, is to get away from something that you're unsure of. In this case, and the reason why Bitcoin initially fell to like just below 4,000 was because people the large investors, the massive whales, are just ensuring that they aren't going to lose their money as everybody is panicking. And as you've noticed, Bitcoin has gone back up. It has gone back up to around 7K. Um, and it's really intense to see that action. I was able to capitalize. I put in like, maybe $100 around the low and a couple hundred as it went up as the weeks progressed, right? Not all at once. I wish I'd had a larger amount when I hit the low, but whatever. I still bought at the low. The halving's coming up. Halving is in just, or literally about 30 days right now, if we look at the counter. In fact, no, I won't show it right now. But when that happens, there's a lot of speculation going on right now. Um, People have been looking at the side chains, like SV and Cash, and seeing what they're going to do. But frankly, um, I don't think they're representative of what will happen with Bitcoin. You're talking about two closed coins with very little volume, very little people invested in them. Most people have cashed out. And lo and behold, when their reward halves, it becomes less profitable. Go figure. As opposed to Bitcoin, which has millions of people around the world, millions of people around the world trading it every single day, who own it in wallets. In fact, recently more people are taking their Bitcoin off of exchanges and holding it. Um, and so basically what I'm trying to say is when the halving hits, it will have an effect. Now, what will the effect be? I think it just depends on who's going to make a move or doesn't make a move. So we have 30 days until the halving. Will there be some excitement? Yes, I think we'll have a little bit of excitement leading up to the halving. I personally think the day of the halving, the whales are going to sell. I personally think that they're going to sell the news, take profit, and that we're going to have a dip at around the halving. Now, will it happen? I don't know. But another way to look at it is that, you know, after the after let's say 100 days after the halving, if people are still buying the way they are now, like we don't change, then the price has to go up. Mathematically, it's an impossibility that it cannot go up. If people are still buying at the rate they're buying, regardless of where the miners are at, that's what will happen. And so that's where I am in my 1 to 2 year outlook on Bitcoin. Um, I'm still bullish in the mid to long term. In the short term, who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know. As far as Bitcoin being undone in some way, um, it would take some pretty intense attacks. This pandemic hasn't ended Bitcoin. That's pretty huge. It hit China directly. It locked down many of the provinces. Now, I'm not sure which ones have the Bitmain mining facilities. I could probably look it up in like 2 seconds here, but that didn't do very much. So it went down to 3,800 in a pandemic where, in some countries, 1 in 10 people are dropping off the map. That's intense. Um, I think this is just showing how strong this currency is. Um, it's crazy. But anyway, um, I guess the bottom line, the point I'm trying to make is don't get caught up in the news and the whale splashing around. Understand the math that is behind this coin. The Fed is printing trillions worth of dollars. Bitcoin is becoming more scarce every single day. That has to boost the price up. The only kind of what if are futures. And there's never been any asset like Bitcoin that is so locked into what it is. Even gold, you know, can be affected by things around the world or even outside of the planet. If a meteor hit somewhere and it was filled with gold, that would affect the gold price. Like it's not as finite as Bitcoin is. So they're trying to stretch something that is rock solid in its definition, which is 21 million Bitcoin. It's just fascinating to see all of this happen. Um, you know, as far as the other coins that I've been looking at and that I'm interested in that I own, I do own XRP. I want to get into Cardano. I do own a little bit of Tezos. I do own some Litecoin. I even have some BCH. Bitcoin's doing pretty good, and obviously Steemit and Hive because of their little lovers quarrel over there. I own those as well. Um, but yeah, no, it's an interesting time right now, and it's scary and it's intense, and a lot of people are worried and in danger and trying to feed themselves. And I would just hope that through all of this madness that they find a way to get off of zero when it comes to Bitcoin and some of these other opportunities. I feel like now's the time, and this whole smokescreen and all this madness and all the people getting sick and dying is just another distraction in people's already busy lives. Um, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. We'll see what happens. But as for me personally, I'm very excited um, for what's going to happen after all of this is done. I feel like me personally, I am set up in a way that I can better myself and possibly help others through this. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is just an update, and I hope that you are doing everything you can to be healthy and to be well and to be safe and to further yourself and make yourself a better person and have a better life. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.